finally got my box from an order that I placed over a month ago from the UK. And hopefully the puzzles in this box will help me get better with speed puzzling. And in this edition of the Puzzle Pulse, I'll open up this box and share with you what I've added to my collection. Hi, it's Sandra from the Puzzling Canadian, and welcome to my channel. This is the October edition of Puzzle Pulse, and October's been a busy month, but I still found time to get some puzzling in. And I've been trying on a regular basis to release at least one video per week, and I'm enjoying all the feedback that I'm getting from everybody on each video. So keep it coming. And if you have suggestions for future topics, I welcome that. And you can leave that also in the comment section. In this edition of the Puzzle Pulse, I have been focusing on speed puzzling. I've been focusing on selling my puzzles and working on seasonal puzzles. It's fall in Canada and the leaves are all falling down. So I've been picking out some fall puzzles, and Halloween is right around the corner. So I've been trying to work on that too. So let's begin. Speed puzzling has been the overall theme for the month of October. I started off the month at the Great Canadian Puzzle Challenge, which was one of the largest speed puzzling competitions in Canada. It was organized by the Canadian Jigsaw Puzzle Association, and it was sponsored by Puzzles Canada and Ravensburger. And if you haven't seen the video that I released sharing with you the day's events, I'll link it down below. I participated in the team event. My team members were Ali, Nancy, and Wendy, and we came in 10th place, and I was really thrilled with that ranking. Now, as an individual, I need to improve my speed, and as you can see in some of my previous videos, you know that I'm not a fast puzzler. I'm just an average puzzler. So that has been the focus, and the only way I'm going to do that is if I do a lot of puzzles and keep practicing. As a volunteer for the Great Canadian Puzzle Challenge, I received a gift, and I was gifted this puzzle here, which was the 500-piece puzzle, The Cat That Got the Cream. And this was in the first individual round that they had. So I wanted to give this one a go to see where my time would fall. So I worked on this puzzle, and I came in at 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 40 seconds, which would have placed me 83rd out of 110 puzzlers for that category. I then decided to work on another puzzle that was in a jigsaw puzzle competition, and it was the one that was in the World Jigsaw Puzzle Competition last year in Spain. And we all know this one, called London Postcards. I have seen many people on Instagram work on this puzzle and time themselves, so it was about time that I did the same. So I worked on it, a very nice, colorful puzzle, and I came in at 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 33 seconds. And then at the 90-minute mark, because obviously I went more than 90 minutes, I stopped my timer and then added up the pieces so I can compare myself where I would be with the other puzzlers in that competition. And at 90 minutes, I had completed 484 pieces. So that would put me 69th out of 84 puzzlers in that category. So in both those scenarios, I was in the bottom quarter of the pack. My times have improved from what I used to do, so I know I'm getting a little bit better, but I'm still nowhere near, not even in the middle compared to other puzzlers. And now what I've started to do is compare my pieces per minute with other speed puzzlers, and I think that will help me. So I took a look at the most recent World Jigsaw Puzzle Competition, the puzzle that they did in the very final round, and I took a look at all the participants and I broke it down into a chart to figure out what are their pieces per minute. So if I take a look at the top competitors, those who placed between the first spot to the 10th spot, their average piece per minute is 13 to 10 pieces per minute. And then we have the middle competitors who came in around the 90th to 100th spot. We're doing 8 to 7 pieces per minute. And the bottom competitors who were at 170 to 180 on the ranking. They were doing 5 to 4 pieces per minute. So where do I fall under that category? You probably can guess. It's right down at the bottom. I have took what I've done this month and I averaged it out. I'm averaging right now in the month of October 4.31 pieces per minute. So I'm at the bottom, but when you're at the bottom, there's only one place but up. I really would like to get somewhere like, I don't know, somewhere between 6 to 8 pieces per minute. I don't even know if it's possible. I think I might be able to do 6 pieces per minute. If I can get to 8, that would be great, but I'll give it my best shots. But that's what I'm focusing on now. My puzzles have been piling up over the last couple of months. So the focus for October was selling these puzzles. And I'm finding that the market is very saturated. There are so many people trying to sell puzzles now in all different platforms. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer to sell my puzzle. However, if you are a buyer, a secondhand buyer, and want to add to your collection, it's the perfect time because there's so much selection out there. And I find that the prices are pretty reasonable. I usually sell on Facebook Marketplace, Facebook puzzling groups, and eBay. eBay, I reserve that for those rare discontinued puzzles. And I've recently sold one on eBay. I sold the White Mountain Blue Heron and Friends. That was a rare find. And if you haven't seen my video about that, I'll attach the link below. I then posted a bunch of other puzzles that I had in a variety of different piece counts on Facebook puzzling groups first. I did that. And I did end up selling quite a few. So I was really happy with that. And then on Facebook Marketplace, I usually post them. In my area right now, the going rate is about $10 that I find that are being posted. And that's what I usually do is I search what's going on in my area, and then I try to post my puzzles for the similar price. So I usually post them for 10 Canadian dollars. That's what's in my area. I'm very curious to find out if that's what the selling price is in your area. So let me know. Fall is in full force here in Canada. All the leaves are falling, creating a beautiful color out in nature. This is what my backyard looks like right now. So I will have to make some time to pick up all those leaves. But because of that, I have been in the mood to pull out some seasonal puzzles. So I've been picking autumn puzzles, and Halloween is approaching quickly. So I've been doing some Halloween puzzles also. I completed recently this Ravensburger puzzle called Happy Halloween, 1,000 pieces. It was really nice. I enjoyed that one. I also have done one from Kodak called Covered Bridge, 300 pieces. And I really like this one because it had the Canadian flag in it. So I've worked on those. Currently, I have 2 of them on my table. I have a Otter House puzzle, which I've never done before. And it's a Steve Crisp puzzle called Autumn Walk, and I'm finding the Otter House pieces very shiny. So it's slow going because there's always a glare, but it is a nice image. And I was debating whether to do this puzzle, but I decided it's Halloween. I got to give it a shot. It's a Victoria Francis puzzle from Hay called Witch. And those Victoria Francis puzzles, as you could see back here, this one here, I've done before, but they are challenging. So I was a little reluctant to do it because now that it is getting closer to fall, the lighting is not as good. And that's the key to get these ones done. I don't know how long it's going to take. I need good lighting. So I usually push it up against a window so that the sun can shine in, so I can see the differences in the details in the pieces. So unless it's a sunny day, I'm not going to be working on that puzzle or very good lighting. So that one might take me a while, but once I get it done, it's going to be glued because I'm not doing that one again. Those ones are very hard to do. I will glue that one right away. So now it's time to take a look at what I have inside my box. Now, back in September, I was watching the World Jigsaw Puzzle competition, just like many of you, and I took note at the type of puzzles that these individual puzzlers were receiving, especially in the qualification round, and a lot of them were challenging. So I wanted to make sure I had some in my collection that I can use to practice. Obviously, I won't do it right away. I need to get a little bit better, but then I need to challenge myself with these difficult ones. I went to Jigsaw Puzzle UK and browsed their 500 pieces that they have in Ravensburger, and I've bought from them before, and I placed an order with them. Now, if you are just purchasing 1 or 2 puzzles, it is not worth it. The shipping costs from Europe is just crazy. In order to make it worth it, you need to place a big order usually 8 to 10 puzzles or more. And I have in before gone in with other puzzlers in my area so that we could place a nice big order. But if you're doing it individually, it should be around, I would say around 8 to 10 to make it worth your while, because it is a lot. And I don't order from them often because it's very expensive. The shipping costs, I do it maybe once or twice a year. So when selecting puzzles for my order, I wanted to make sure at least one of those puzzles was from the World Jigsaw Puzzle competition, especially the individual qualifying round. So the one that I ended up selecting was this one here, called Springtime in Paris. As you can see, I think it was done later in the day during the individual round. And I picked it out because there was a lot of sky. So I wanted to challenge myself with a lot of sky, and I wanted then to compare my totals with what the individual puzzlers did. So that's why I got this one here in my collection. And then I went in the opposite direction and I wanted to get something very dark. So I ended up getting this here called New York, the city that never sleeps. So a lot of dark sky and the dark bridge. This one's going to probably take me a while, but I wanted to make sure I got some dark puzzles in my collection. And then there was a nature puzzle. I think it was during the first round. So I got one similar to that. This one I think is called The Dandelions at Sunset. Very similar to the nature puzzle. So I wanted to pick that one up. And if you take a look at the back, they show you all the other different nature puzzles. And I might have to pick up some of those ones too. They're actually very pretty. They look quite challenging, like this one right here. Looks like it'll be a challenge. So that's one I've added in my collection. And then I wanted to get into some really challenging ones. And this one here called Balloon Party, I'm pretty sure will give me a hard time. White sky, a whole, what is that? Like wheat field and fur. The only color is this right here. This one's going to take me a while, I know, but I needed to have this one. I normally would not select this one. So, and then something similar to that, also with a lot of white. Like I saw this one and I'm like, I have to have it. I got to try it, because who knows if you ever get something this hard. And this one is the one I picked up. Another one called Evening Gallop. This I would never pick up at all, but the sky does look very pretty. This down here will probably give me a hard time, but another hard puzzle to add to my collection. And then I picked up some smaller piece counts, around 300 pieces. And I picked ones that I usually don't find here. So I picked up this one here, a Ravensburger. Now we have these type of puzzles, but I couldn't find this image here. And this one's called Lisbon. So this will be one that I keep. Another one that I picked up here is Ravensburger Surfing. A lot of blue and a lot of white right there. And then I saw that they have some art puzzles, and I like art puzzles, but I never saw the 260 piece counts, but they did have some. So like this one here, it's very nice. And it's called The World in Me. And this one is so colorful. I just loved it. Surfing Camp. So another small piece count, 260 pieces. So that's what I ended up getting, 9 puzzles. So that should keep me busy. Well, that's what's been going on in my puzzling life for the month of October. Please feel free to leave a comment about any one of those topics, or if you want to comment about the puzzles that I selected from the UK. Maybe you have them in your to-do pile. Maybe you've done them before, and you can let me know how that went. I greatly appreciate you stopping by and taking the time to view this video. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Until next time, happy puzzling.